I'm going to go beyond CBD and THC in this video, and I'm going to talk to you about the other cannabinoids that you can use to feel good. Hi, I'm Shannon. I'm the founder of Weed Mama, a brand I created to teach you how to use cannabis, well, to feel good, or as I like to say, to feel proper. And by proper, I just mean feeling the way you're supposed to feel. Normal. Good, relaxed, at ease. And you can achieve this by using a variety of different cannabinoids together to enhance their effects to achieve whatever you want to achieve. If you want to sleep, or if you're trying to reduce pain, or you're trying to focus. I'm going to go into that in this video. All right, so there's the big six when we talk about cannabinoids. We have THC, CBD, CBG, CBN, CBC, and THCV. But first, let's talk about the endocannabinoid system. This helps us know how cannabis works in our body. When we learn about how cannabis works in our body, it helps to understand these other cannabinoids even more. Now, the endocannabinoid system is basically like our own body's little private wellness team, and it regulates the body's main functions such as the sleep and wake cycle, mood, appetite, immune response, and pain management. So its function is to keep your body in a state of homeostasis. And so what happens is your body creates its own endocannabinoids. Now, the cannabinoids you get from the plant are called phytocannabinoids. And our body creates these endocannabinoids, and then they bind themselves to different receptors found throughout the body. And there are the CB1 and CB2 receptors. The CB1 receptors are found in the central nervous system and the brain, and the CB2 receptors are found in the immune system and the peripheral nervous system. And so the endocannabinoids that your body creates then goes and binds itself to the various different receptors found in your body. And then enzymes come and break it down. And if there's any kind of disruption in any of that process, like if you don't have enough receptors, or you have too many, or you don't have enough enzymes, or you have too many, call this endocannabinoid system dysfunction, that's when problems can arise. And this is where the phytocannabinoids from the cannabis plant, which also binds to our CB1 and CB2 receptors, can help. Next, let's talk about the entourage effect. So you can also hear this referred to as whole plant therapy. That's basically where you're keeping all of the properties of the plant intact. When all of the properties of the plant are kept together, they work better. They kind of work like you think of it like a symphony, when all of the instruments are working together to create a sound. If you start removing certain instruments, you're going to get a different sound. Not necessarily a bad thing, it's just that it might not work the way you expect. The most important thing to understand is with all of these different minor cannabinoids and all the cannabinoids together, they all pretty much do similar things. So pretty much all of the cannabinoids will help with anxiety and depression and pain and inflammation and these things, but each one has their own kind of unique quality that they add. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into the minor cannabinoids, and let's start with the mother of all cannabinoids, CBG. Now, it's called the mother of all cannabinoids because it's the precursor for all the other cannabinoids. It's the one they all come from. So CBG is often harvested from young plants. CBG is much like CBD in that it does not get you high, even in large doses. CBD and CBG work really well together. You can think of CBG as the cannabinoid that helps you focus. It's your focus friend. It's your ADHD helper, the neurospicy cannabinoid helper. CBG really does help with focus. It helps with brain fog. It's great for women, especially when you're going through perimenopause and menopause. CBG will also help to boost your energy. It's a great one to take in the day, especially the morning when you really want to get focused and you want to get work done. And CBG is really good at counteracting the effects of THC. So it's a great one to take with THC. And CBG is also a great neuroprotectant. So it's especially good for those of you who do take high doses of THC to pair it with CBG for its neuroprotectant properties. So let's talk about CBN. CBN is your nighttime buddy. Just think of it like that. CBN is for sleep, where CBG is for the morning. It's, like a wake up. CBN is a wind down. It's good for the evening. CBN comes from when THC starts to break down. And it's mildly psychoactive, but only in really high doses. So CBN is a really good one to take with CBD as well for the evening. Both will help you relax, both will help with pain, and both should help you get some sleep, especially if you're pairing it with a little THC. All right, let's move on to CBC. We're going to call this one the bliss cannabinoid. So CBC helps boost mood. So CBC is really good at helping boost that feelings of euphoria, and it does not get you high. So much like CBG and CBD, CBC does not get you high. CBC is also a really good neuroprotectant. And CBC is 10 times stronger than CBD. So again, another one that is good to pair with CBD, but it is especially good with THC. So if you really want that mood booster, CBC can help to brighten your mood. And finally, let's talk about THCV. So THCV is another one that is like CBN, wherein it's only psychoactive at really high doses. So you can safely take a pretty good sized dose of THCV and not worry about it. THCV is known as the diet weed because it's thought to help with suppressing your appetite. So it's a really good one to help with the munchies. THCV is another one that's supposed to be really good at helping to counteract the effects of THC. So THCV helps with energy too, and it helps you feel more alert. All right, so that's just a little basics around the different minor cannabinoids and what they can do. And I'm going to help put them all together for you now so that you can understand how to use them. Now, keep in mind all of the things that I've talked about with these cannabinoids. There's a lot more research that needs to be done. And so not everybody is going to feel sleepy when they take CBN, for example. So while a lot more research is needed, I just know from my own experience using these cannabinoids, I noticed a profound effect with many of them. I noticed that when I took CBD, it helped to really relax me with THC. Then I took CBG and it worked even better and it brightened me. I can think clearly. It really helped with my brain fog, and it helped to reduce the side effects of THC as well. And I found that it worked even better than CBD for that. But CBC is the one that I love. I just recently was able to try a higher dose of CBC, and I couldn't get over how serene I felt the whole day when I had taken it. I just felt happy. And THCV, I noticed that I felt more stimulated, like I drank a cup of coffee. Now, with all of these cannabinoids, you can find them in different formulations. You can find them in oils, capsules, gummies, topicals, and you can even find cannabis cultivars that are higher in these cannabinoids. So if you're using a dryer vaporizer, which I recommend that you use because you're preserving these lovely cannabinoids, you can set the temperature to release these different cannabinoids. So let's put this together. Let's say you want sleep. That's what you're using it for. I would use a low dose of THC, and low dose for you is going to be a little different than a low dose for me. That really depends on your own body's chemistry. You don't want to take too much at night when you're going to sleep, because if you take too much THC, it can have the opposite effect and you will be wide awake. So CBD helps with sleep, so does CBN, and you want to combine the two. Now, if you want to, in the morning, and if you're looking for something to help you focus, maybe you got a test to study for, maybe you got some work to do. So in the morning, you might want to take just a tiny amount of THC if you don't want to get high. But I do recommend you have just a little bit, like 1 milligram, to help you boost the effects of the other ones. So then I would take CBG and THCV. Both of these working together are going to help you with focus and energy, especially CBG. So I would take a pretty good dose of CBG. You're going to find a lot of it's paired with CBD, but that's because they work synergistically. They work really well together. But then all of these cannabinoids work synergistically. But look for higher doses of CBG and THCV. This will help with your focus and with energy for the day. And so if you're looking for mood, especially if it's anxiety, if you're dealing with anxiety, you want to look at CBD and CBC, but also CBG, because it helps to brighten your mind as well, and THC. So you do want to use a little bit of THC to help boost the effects of the other ones when you're looking for mood, because THC already has a bit of that euphoric feeling, and now you're adding CBC to it and it's just happiness. And for pain, I would look at combining everything. So with pain, you really want everything. THC is great for pain. It's one of the best ones for pain. You combine it with THCV and CBN, and a lot of them are going to help. So with pain, you really want to have all of them working together. And there are some formulations that you can find that have the big six with only tiny amounts of THC. So you don't have to worry about it getting you high if you don't want to deal with that. You can find formulations that have everything with a little bit of THC. And that's what I recommend for pain. Now, how do you figure out what's best for you? How do you keep track of all of this? You want to get yourself a journal. So this is the patient journal by Gold Leaf. And you can see that it has space for you to be able to fill out any product that you use. You can write down the formulation of it, the different terpenes, cannabinoids, when you used it, how much, how did it make you feel. And by keeping track, you're going to be able to see which formulations and which cannabinoids work best for you, because everybody's different. So whatever product you're using, keep track of it. This will help you really see what works for you specifically, and that will help you when you go looking for new cannabinoids. If you can't find the product you normally buy, you can search for other ones that have similar formulations so that you know what will work best for you. Now, if you sign up for my newsletter on my website, you'll get a free 1-page printable journal sheet that you can use. You can just print it off and use it as you need it. And I'll also leave a link down below where you can buy the Gold Leaf Cannabis Journal, Patient Journal, if you prefer it to have more of a book format. All right, so there you go. That's the minor cannabinoids and how you can use them to feel good, depending on what effect you're trying to achieve. Thank you so much for joining me. Please sign up for my newsletter. As I said, I'm going to give you a freebie of a journal page that you can use to keep track of your cannabis use. You can visit my website. I have a lot more information over there on the different cannabinoids and how they work in your body. Subscribe to this channel. I have lots of videos around health and wellness when it comes to using cannabis. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye now.